Have you ever wondered why INFJs, often known as the advocate personality type, can sometimes seem so complex and misunderstood? Welcome to a captivating exploration into the world of INFJs, a personality type that is as rare as it is intriguing. INFJs are the unicorns of the personality spectrum, making up less than 2% of the world's population. They are known for their empathetic nature, strategic minds, and a deep understanding of human behavior, often making them the counselors or confidants in their social circles. But every rose has its thorn, and the INFJ personality is no exception. Beyond their altruistic exterior lies a side that is often overlooked, a darker, more complex aspect of their personality. Just as a coin has two sides, so does the INFJ personality. Today we delve deep into the lesser-known, darker aspects of the INFJ personality type. First off, INFJs are notorious perfectionists. They are driven by an internal desire to excel, to make everything they touch a masterpiece, striving to attain perfection in their work and personal life. This isn't merely about getting the job done, it's about pushing boundaries and exceeding expectations. But here's the catch. This quest for perfection often comes with a hefty price tag. Their relentless pursuit can lead to a whirlwind of self-doubt. The fear of falling short of their own high standards can be paralyzing, causing them to question their abilities and worth. And even when they achieve what others might consider outstanding results, the INFJs might still feel unsatisfied. They are their own harshest critic, often seeing flaws where others see brilliance. This constant strive for perfection can often lead INFJs to a state of dissatisfaction and stress. It's a double-edged sword, a trait that propels them to greatness, but also one that can keep them from enjoying the fruits of their labor. Next up, we have the INFJ's tendency to overanalyze. A characteristic that is both a gift and a curse, the INFJ's mind is like a complex machine, always churning, always dissecting, always seeking deeper meaning. From the nuances of a casual conversation to the intricate dynamics of relationships, INFJs are known for their ability to delve into the minutiae. They're constantly processing, evaluating, and re-evaluating to understand better, to empathize deeper, to connect more authentically. But this constant mental activity can be a double-edged sword. When the INFJ's analytical power turns inward, it can lead to a cycle of self-doubt and second-guessing. Every action, every decision, every word uttered becomes a subject of scrutiny. The result? Unnecessary worry and anxiety. This mental habit of overanalyzing can be emotionally draining. It's like being in a whirlwind of thoughts, with the storm growing stronger with each overthought detail. This overanalysis can create an internal storm of worry and anxiety. Did you know that INFJs can often feel overwhelmed by their own empathy? The INFJ personality type is known for its profound empathy, an ability to deeply understand and resonate with the feelings, thoughts, and experiences of others. This keen sense of empathy is a double-edged sword, however, as it often leads INFJs to absorb the emotions of those around them. Imagine walking into a room and feeling the collective mood, the undercurrents of joy, tension, or sadness. That's the reality for many INFJs. They're like emotional sponges, soaking up the feelings of others. It can be a beautiful gift, allowing them to connect on a deep and meaningful level. But it can also be an emotional burden, leading to exhaustion, stress, and sometimes even burnout. INFJs need to learn to set emotional boundaries to protect their own mental health, because at the end of the day, their overwhelming empathy can often feel like an emotional burden. INFJs tend to avoid confrontation at all costs. This characteristic is etched deep within their personality, a result of their empathetic and introverted nature. They dread the discomfort that arises from conflicts, and would rather keep the peace than stir up a storm. Yet this aversion to confrontation is a double-edged sword. While it allows INFJs to maintain harmony in their relationships, it can also lead to suppressed feelings and unresolved issues. They might swallow their own discontent, allowing resentment to fester just to avoid a potential argument. This fear of confrontation can create a pressure cooker situation where emotions are constantly being bottled up, only to explode unexpectedly when the pressure becomes unbearable. Moreover, unresolved conflicts can cause a strain in relationships. Misunderstandings can grow and issues can snowball, all because an INFJ is too afraid to confront the problem head-on. Their fear of confrontation can result in bottled-up emotions and unresolved conflicts. This is a struggle many INFJs face, and understanding it is the first step towards overcoming it. INFJs value their independence, but it's often a struggle to maintain it. These introverted individuals crave their own space, their own time, and their own thoughts. It's their sanctuary where they recharge and make sense of the world. But here's the paradox. INFJs also yearn for deep, meaningful relationships. They seek connections that touch their soul and not just scratch the surface. This can create a conflict, a push and pull between the desire to be alone and the longing to connect. On one hand, they need their solitude to think, to create, to introspect. On the other, they need the warmth of companionship, the joy of shared experiences, the comfort of understanding. It's a delicate balance, a tightrope walk, and it's not always easy. INFJs might find themselves torn between their independent spirit and their relational nature. This struggle for independence can lead to a constant internal tug-of-war. It's one of the many complexities that make INFJs a fascinating study in contrasts. INFJs are often known as stubborn idealists. This characteristic, while beautifully optimistic, can become a stumbling block when the world doesn't dance to their idealistic tune. Imagine a painter meticulously crafting a masterpiece stroke by stroke, only to realize the colors in reality don't match the vibrant hues in their mind. That's the everyday reality of an INFJ. Their idealistic views paint a picture of how they believe the world should be, often leaving no room for the chaos and unpredictability of life. When reality doesn't align with their expectations, it can lead to a profound sense of disappointment. This isn't about trivial matters. We're talking about deep-seated beliefs and values that they hold dear. This stubborn idealism can also make it challenging for them to accept different perspectives. If you've ever tried to convince an INFJ to reconsider their stance, you know it's akin to moving a mountain. Their stubborn idealism can often lead to disappointment and frustration. Lastly, the INFJ's privacy paradox. This is a unique trait that often stumps those around them. You see, INFJs are known for craving deep, meaningful connections. They're not satisfied with surface-level chit-chat, but yearn for conversations that delve into life's mysteries, dreams, and fears. Yet, despite this desire for profound connections, INFJs are also fiercely private individuals. They guard their innermost thoughts and feelings, only revealing them to a select few they deem trustworthy. This creates a paradox, a contradiction that can perplex even the INFJ themselves. On one hand, they long for closeness, for shared understanding. On the other, they instinctively pull back, protecting their privacy, their inner sanctuary. This tug-of-war can cause relational tension, making it challenging for INFJs to form and maintain deep relationships. They might appear distant or aloof, not because they don't care, but because they care too much and fear being misunderstood or rejected. This privacy paradox often results in a struggle to form and maintain deep relationships. So, what have we learned about the dark side of the INFJ personality type? We've delved into the depths of the INFJ psyche, uncovering the shadows that lurk beneath the surface. Each trait we've explored paints a detailed image of the challenges that INFJs often grapple with. First, we discussed perfectionist tendencies. It's a double-edged sword. On one hand, it drives them to achieve excellence, but on the other, it can lead to unnecessary stress and self-doubt when the ideal isn't reached. Next was the overanalyzing mind, a labyrinth of thoughts and possibilities that can be both a blessing and a curse. It allows them to see beyond the surface, but can also trap them in a cycle of overthinking, causing anxiety and indecision. We also shed light on the burden of empathy. INFJs are known for their empathetic nature, but this can sometimes weigh heavily on them as they absorb the emotions of those around them, which can be emotionally draining. The fear of confrontation is another hurdle for INFJs. Their peace-loving nature often makes them avoid conflict, potentially leading to unresolved issues and suppressed feelings. The struggle for independence was another point of focus. INFJs crave autonomy, but their desire to help others can sometimes make them feel tied down and overwhelmed. We then examined the stubborn idealist within INFJs. Their unwavering commitment to their ideals can sometimes make them inflexible and resistant to change, which can be problematic in a world that's constantly evolving. Lastly, we touched on the privacy paradox. INFJs yearn for deep connections, yet they also deeply value their privacy. This paradox can make it tricky for them to build and maintain relationships. Understanding these traits can help INFJs and those around them navigate the complexities of this unique personality type. Remember, every personality type has its own set of challenges, and INFJs are no exception.